Welcome back to Audi to Formula 1 World Champions. It's time for round 2 here at China.
It's fast and it's furious and it's sprint qualifying, slightly shorter than the Grand Prix format, but time to see who's going to be on pole for our sprint to come.
So here we go then for our first lap on board here in SQ1. Hopefully trying to make it through to SQ2. Hopefully that's where the car should be about. Into turn 1, long right-hander. Not the easiest of corners on the game realistically, but just about make it through. And the Norris sets a fast lap there, 1:33. It's a pretty decent time to be fair. Big lift and coast, try and get that battery back up. Coming through into sector 2 now. And that kind of long left-hander into the right-hander. As you can see, which kind of quite a bit far out. Skipping on to near the end of the lap onto the big straight. We're using all the battery. Up to 212 mile an hour, big lift and coast into the heavy braking. Did nail the braking there. Keeping a little bit of boost so we can run up to the line and see what we can do. Charles Leclerc puts a 1:32 in, didn't see the rest of it. And we are just under 6 tenths off the pace, we're on 1:35. Again, not great. And as a result, we're currently in P21, so we will have to go again. This is our second lap here on the same tyres, leading up to turn 1. A bit more of a lift and coast there. Trying to keep it close to the curb. Again, we've gained just over a tenth so far. Well, we did until I hit the curb there, but we'll use a bit of boost. Again, moving into the second sector. Around the long left-hander. Still not realistically where I want to be. I want to be closer to that curb. But we've still managed to gain just over a tenth. Got a good amount of battery. And here comes the time there as we were using the boost. Nearly 4 tenths up here. This should so far be enough. Onto the big long straight, let's get the battery going. I'm trying to use it all because we can gain it back as soon as we lift and coast at the end of this turn coming up. Gasly gets out of the way. Again, nailed the corner. 6 tenths up. This should hopefully take us into Q2. Using all the battery we've got left over the line. And it is P15, which is just about doable. Here we go then, onto SQ2. George Russell on 1:32.9 literally. Right on the edge there. Which one thing for sure is Mercedes are not where they are in real life. I mean, Kimi has just won 5 in a row. But on the game, they definitely need a boost. That's for sure. Anyway, into sector 2. Around the long left-hander. A little bit of a lift. And a lot better that time there. Up to the long right-hander onto the back straight. Got a good amount of battery to use for the straight.
And we've dropped to P12.
Again, we're going to lift and coast to try and get all that battery back. A little bit deeper that time, but it was still just kept on the track. And will this lap time be enough for us to get into SQ3? We are about to find out. It is a 1:34.4 and we are 9th, and I don't think we're going to stay 9th. There we go, we are 12th. So moving into our second lap, again on the same tyres. Of course you don't get any newer tyres in the sprint qualies. Got Hadjo in the way, not really the easiest of places to be. Can use him for a little bit of a slipstream here though, so he is helping us actually. As you can see, look at that, gained nearly 2 temps. Didn't really bother to lift and coast then, because we had enough battery. So anyway, round the long left again, want to be right hugging onto that curb, and again we've got a bit too deep into the corner, which kind of messes up the next turn. Currently this isn't enough to get through, so we'll need to be improving a bit more. Now got Lawson in the way. Again, was kind of hoping he was going to give us a slipstream, but no, he actually comes in nearly into us then. 2 temps up onto the straight. Again, just burning all the battery. Big lift and coast again some more. Again, a bit deep. Just about keep it on the track. This is definitely not enough at the minute to get us through. We have got Nico's just in front of us. Massive corner cut there. It's bad on my part, but in the end, it didn't matter. As we qualify P12 for the sprint.
Welcome to today's sprint. This is shaping up to be another fantastic weekend. We start a lap here at Shanghai with the long, difficult right-handers of turns 1 and 2, the first of 16 corners that make up this 3.3-mile circuit. The incredibly long back straight provides the best passing opportunity of the lap, with speeds in excess of 200 miles per hour before we head into the braking zone of turn 14. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's sprint. Oscar Piastri lines up on pole position, edging out Lando Norris, who'll start from P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Russell, Verstappen, Charles Leclerc and Hamilton, Antonelli, Albon, Hadja and Ollie Ben, Sainz, Harris, Nico Hülkenberg and Lawson, Stroll, Bottas, Fernando Alonso and Arvid Lindblad, Perez, Ocon, Gasly and Franco Colapinto rounds off the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head trackside for today's sprint. Well, it's been a long time since I last worked with you. Good to see you again today. Anthony Davidson. Well, they say that a change is as good as a rest, and whilst there's not much rest on show in the sprint format today, there's definitely a change to what we're usually seeing on the track. Now, we had great fun watching them win last time out. What a great victory it was. But can they carry that into today's race?
It's the important one, isn't it, Crofty? You've done it once, can you do it again? But, you know, if you start believing in yourself and the confidence starts to build, that inner confidence is what you need. And you can carry that through to future races, including this one, and you set that ball rolling. That's the critical thing that they're looking for here. And I believe if you've got that first race win or a win at any stage, it can start to roll with you in a good way.
Okay, mate, Mark here. Quick radio check. Right, we're hoping for another strong podium this weekend, so go get out there and get us a result.
So then, here we go for the sprint, opting for the medium instead of the softs. And it is the 5 red lights. And we are underway. Here in P12 again, not the greatest start. Nico Hülkenberg and Lawson with a decent start. Trying to make a few moves here on lap 1. As Behrman does do a bit of a little slide there. Was going to maybe think about going down the inside by Sainz, but I thought better off it. We try and deploy the battery just to stay ahead of our teammate here on the left hand side. As we dive Down a few cars. A little bit of wheel rub in there with Albon. Nothing too major. Into 9th, of course, with sprints. If you don't finish in the top 10, you won't score. Top 8, sorry, you won't score no points. So we do need to make one more position up on Hajar in front of us, who is obviously on the soft tyres.
Okay, the start was fine. Let's try and move forward.
Don't know what's going on here in front of us. They nearly were 3 wide at that point. I was thinking about trying to go down the inside there, but just didn't have enough power or momentum to get there. But might be able to get the man who's won 5 Grand Prix in real life, and we have. As you can see, this is why I think Mercedes need quite a big buff. Down the inside, we absolutely sent it a bit too much, and I will pull over here and give the place back to Hajar because that was a bit too much for a dive bomb. There we go, as we let Hajar back through. Now anything can goes again, and look at this. See you later. So yeah, I feel like it was fair. We dived in a bit too aggressive, but we gave the place back, and then we really overtook him. Got Lewis here, left hand side. He's got the softs on, so, and he's in a Ferrari. A man who's also on top form in real life as well. Thinking about diving it, we have got someone on the right hand side. Believe it to be Hajar, but we managed to stay clear of both of them. Into the long left hander. Getting a bit more. Now we've got a bit more fuel in. I'm actually nailing to stay quite close to the right hand side curb. But yeah, Charles Leclerc is literally flying away from us. He's on the softs, he's in a Ferrari. So I don't think we're going to get any more than 6th in this race at all, if we can defend. Moving on to the straight, and yeah, look at that, we got beasted by both. Hajar and Hamilton. Here comes Antonelli to have his say. Gonna try keep in front of Antonelli. Kind of watch these two battle in front of us. George Russell sets 134.9, and that, don't know what happened there. Hajar just kind of planted it, and now we've got wing damage. Kimi's got us, but we're gonna have a little dive bomb. Of course, Mercedes being so much better car than us, and hit comes a Williams of Albon. And there we go, Kimi on the softs in the Mercedes. He's got us over there the week. And now we're basically trying to hold on for 1 point. We've got Albon coming up.
Okay, so that's boost mode available if you need it.
And yeah, a bit more of a bad dive bomb. Thought about giving the place back, but he's lost it to Albon. So I'll take that as on my part. Here we go there. Now Lewis is gone too, just over 2 seconds up the road. Just been a little bit tapped there by Albon, but nothing done. Currently have a massive train going back to pretty much last. So here we go onto the straight. I'm expected to be overtaken here by about 2 drivers at least. Albon's definitely yes, he's really close if he can catch. And there he goes. Long with Antonelli. Obviously I don't want to touch him right now because we'll end up crashing. And we just about managed to hold on. Wow, that was very wide.
Okay, so gap to the car ahead, 2.9 seconds. Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 2.4 seconds.
Here we go, move on to lap 5, onto the back straight. Here comes the Williams of Albon. Keeping up a good pace to be fair. Kimi's literally bumping us. So we're going to go around the outside. Try and get the power down on the grippier part of the track, and we've got him. So we're really trying to just gain a few points again, pretty wide. We've got no battery at all here. And this is what happens when you run out of battery. You are a sitting duck. And there's nothing I can do. Unfortunately, using all that battery down the back straight has cost us 2 places. Try and get the inside of Kimmy there, a little bit of contact. But again, we just have no battery. So it's cost us 2 places. We've got a little bit of battery now. Try not to let Sainz get in front. And Kimmy just left the door wide open, so I thought I'd open it. So we've now got the Haas of Ollie Behrman onto the right hand side. Haas have been okay in this career mode so far. Again, miles away from the curb. Absolute miles. Again, we're going to have to send Kimmy. Leaving him room if you wanted to charge around the outside, and we had to go fully over the grass there. Not the best way of doing it. Anyway, we've managed to hold on to them this last lap onto the back straight. This is their best chance to try and get a point for Kimmy. George Russell, his teammate, wins the race, so the Mercedes are good. So I don't know why Kimmy's all the way back here. And that's just probably cost us. Might just be able to hold on to P8. Got Carlos Sainz next to us then, but we should just hold on for 1 point. Not the greatest race in the world, but we take a point.
And that's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
Anyway, it's time for the real quali, and we do get driver of the day. Don't know how.
So that wraps up the sprint race, but there's still more action yet to come this weekend. We've got qualifying and, of course, the Grand Prix.
Fair play to George. Let's go to quali. So here we go then for our first lap in Q1. We'll finally be able to use the softs in quali. Hopefully we can make it through Q1 without going again. So here we go in turn 1, a little bit on the grass there. Keeping it nice and tight to the curbs. Use a bit of boost to try and get some top speed. Again, not really lifting. So far, green sector 1. Again, using a bit more of that boost around the long left-hander. Even with the softs, I'm kind of struggling still with that corner. I think in a race it's where I've got all the fuel that's keeping me to the curb, but it is what it is. A little bit more lift, save some battery. Again, it hasn't felt like a perfect lap, but it's been okay so far. As we go on to the long straight, deploying all the battery.
Okay, and the freight will be pushed down to P16.
So here we go on the run to the line. It is going to be a 1:34.2. P7 should be fine. Are we fine? And we are, by the skin of our teeth, we are fine. Decided to completely skip along to the end there and risk it on the 1 tyres. But we are fine, and Lance Shaw in his usual position. Right then, on to Q2. Again, I don't know if we're going to be able to get out of this, but we're going to give a good shot. Getting into the long right-hander. Putting a lot of more boost there. Try and find some track time. Finally nailed this corner. Staying close to the curbs. So I'm quite happy about that. Again, deploying a bit more boost. Gonna have to save a lot through these next corners for the long straight. with Max Verstappen setting the fast lap there, 132.8. Again, we're not going to get anywhere near that. Didn't want to ride the curb then, but unfortunately we did. Right, open up boost in straight line mode. Again, we're going to use pretty much all of it. Down to 0%. Big lift and coast. And will this time be good enough to keep us in, well, to get us through to Q3? It will be a 1:33.8. P5 ahead of our teammate, ahead of Alonso again. Surprisingly, Aston Martins are there. We're going to skip again, and you can see straight away we're out. Along with, big shock there, George Russell in P11. Again, the Mercedes, what's happening with them?
The Chinese Grand Prix then is upon us once again. It's a race that saw Michael Schumacher claim his final Formula One victory in 2006, as well as Red Bull's first win with Sebastian Vettel in 2009. There's no doubt there's plenty more drama to come here in Shanghai. We start a lap here at Shanghai with the long, difficult right-handers of turns 1 and 2, the first of 16 corners that make up this 3.3-mile circuit. The incredibly long back straight provides the best passing opportunity of the lap, with speeds in excess of 200 miles per hour before we head into the braking zone of turn 14. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Lando Norris put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. And Oscar Piastri completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Verstappen, Andrea Kimi Antonelli, and Albon, Sainz, Hadjar, Gasly, and George Russell, Lawson, Harris, Charles Leclerc, and Lindblad, Alonso, Hulkenberg, Franco Colapinto, and Esteban Ocon, Behrman, Bottas, Perez, and Lance Stroll brings the grid to a close. Now it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track. And alongside me a man, well, what more can I say? But he's a legend, Anthony Davidson. And let's talk momentum with this driver. What a sprint it was. They start at 0 once again for today, but with a huge amount of confidence, surely. Well, they'll definitely be glad that it's not a sprint race today. Let's face it, the sprint couldn't have gone much worse. But what we're looking for today is a reaction. That we know it's not where you start, it's where you finish. But let's talk about the start now. What's there to help the drivers get away well?
Big pressure at the start of the race, Crofty, for all of them up and down the grid, no matter where you are. But the drivers these days, they practice, practice and practice. They have rigs with them at the circuit where they can sit down with the actual steering wheel from the real car, and they've got lights that they react to. The clutch paddle is tailored around the driver's hands, around their fingers, so they can have optimum position before they start. So there's so much thought and effort that goes into getting these cars off the line.
Mate, I really got the taste for that champagne last time out, so let's see if we can keep that momentum up and bring another bottle home.
Well, you would be lucky. Anyway then, time for the Chinese Grand Prix. Starting P12, we do have Charles Leclerc behind us on the softs, and of course George Russell in 10th. It's lights out and we are underway. Of course Charles Leclerc is going to absolutely beast us on the line in a Ferrari, which is rapid at the start and on softs. No doubt about that. Thought about diving it there, but again, I probably would have ended up with our car being smashed into a few pieces. Haven't really made any moves we wanted to. Thought about going around the outside, but there's not really much grip around the outside. You want to be kind of tucked in a little bit. So yeah, we've kind of kept where we are. We've got our teammate down in P15 on the hard. Absolute send of a century. Not as much contact this time with Hadjar. As we try to go around the outside, which we should just about do. Trying to leave a little bit of room. Just room, and there we go. We are through into P9, into the points. George Russell's already made up 2 places in front of us. We've got the 2 Williams in front of him. Will do. Hadjar is definitely going to be coming back. Hadjar and Leclerc are definitely going to be coming back at us on the main straight. But we might be able to fight one of these Williams in front of us. as we head onto the main straight. See, not massively gaining any Sainz, not close enough to the point we can dive. We're just going to lift. We do make contact there, and we're lucky that we haven't broken a part of our wing. Of course, we made the same amount of contact against Hajar in the sprint. That broke a piece of our wing, so we finally get overtake.
Overtake mode active. Overtake active. You've got more power now from the hybrid system. Use boost on the next long straight to get past.
Can we go down the inside here of Sainz? Yes, we can. Can we do it down the inside of Russell? No. Getting a little bit of contact with the front wing. Sainz is coming back at us on the left hand side there. Hopefully we've got the power to get past him. We do. As Russell tries to get past us, Albon's coming back at us. Not Albon, it's Sainz. Albon's the one in front of us. Sainz was trying to come back at us there. Lucky we've got him still. We've still got Charles behind. Still got Charles Leclerc and Hajar behind. Two faster cars that I'm sure will be on us very soon. Maybe we can get Albon down the straight again. Probably not. He is powered by Mercedes. Currently just in a Williams sandwich here. As George Russell is already flying away from us. Chasing after the pack in front of him.
Okay, so managing the engine's more important than ever. The main way to recharge will be lifting and coasting, and you don't always need to go full throttle. Try some lift and coast before braking, then use boost on corner exit to get that extra energy deployment.
And there we go. Albon goes to cover his teammate, completely forgets we're on the left hand side, and see you later up into P7. Not too bad. Both McLarens are going at it at the front, you can see on the minimap. And both are the Mercedes. Moving on to lap 4. Albon has got us back again on the straight, on the main straight. But can we get him back on the back straight? Probably not. Charles Leclerc has also got us. Again, Ferrari on soft. Pretty much rapid. But can we get back to Williams on this back straight? Close him. A little bit of boost. Got Sainz trying it again, and Albon's going to try and cover off Sainz, and again he forgets we're on the left hand side. There we go. We are back through on Albon.
Nice move, good job.
Sainz also makes it through. Again, completely wide there. Done that a few times this weekend. There is rain due towards the end of the race, so we might be able to stay out long enough to go straight to Inters, where other people might pit, but glad to see as the race goes on.
No tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving.
Here we go, so you can see we've moved on to lap 10. And Hajar's just put us in the wall. I believe it was Hajar. And yeah, there we go. Confirmation. That was very wild. Literally, I think it was a bit of a 50-50 there. I think I didn't see him, pushed him a bit too far. And he tried to go on the outside where he probably should have gone on the inside. And that's... Don't know if it's ruined his race. Don't know if he's got any wing damage, but we're lucky we're still driving. Have no damage. But yeah, as you can see with the clouds, you can see with the clouds, the rain is pretty much coming.
Watch the conditions, we think there's rain coming pretty soon. Be careful.
And people have also, people have already pitted, so we're up to P4. So if we can go straight to Inters, we're going to absolutely jump a shed load of people. As the top two are in, as you can see on the mini map there. being one of the McLarens and the other Ferrari. It's a red, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I think the rain's going to probably hit next lap. So we shall see.
Okay, we want you to pit this lap, so push now.
And once again, I have no battery at all. So Lawson should have probably maybe got us down the inside there, but I've kind of somehow covered him on the outside. Yeah, it's literally just both the Williams out right now and us, and Lawson and Norris. I think Norris has stopped though, already. Yeah, Norris must have stopped already, so he's already gone on to the hards, but if it's going to rain in a minute, he's going to have to stop again. But yeah, hopefully the rain does start to come down now, just so we can pit. And there you go, there's the first indication of rain.
Be careful on those slicks. These conditions are making the line a bit greasy, but we're still nowhere near the changeover point. Okay, here's the gap that we're trailing the car ahead by. 2.6 seconds.
Well, someone needs to start doing some rain dancing to try and get this come down now so we can pit in for Inters. Do have Lawson right behind us. Again, it's somewhat in an equal car.
When there's changing now, we're going to have to change strategy, so it's time to box.
And there we go. The Inters are coming out at the end of this lap as we completely miss. Braking's are always a bit greasy, so we've just slid. But yeah, so Norris has basically wasted his pit stop, coming for hards, for 2 laps later to come in again for Inters. And the Williams are double stacking.
One stop to go, just one stop left in this strategy. Okay, don't worry about that target for now. Let's just focus on this pit stop.
There you go, the Williams are double stacking. We are going to jump
Okay, Nico's into the pits.
one of the Williams.
Right, let's go.
Nice fast pit stop. We did have to wait for
In there, mate. Looks like a
Sainz. Kimi's decided to stay out. Interesting, along with someone else. Looks like a Haas. But this has worked an absolute treat for us. We're currently in P4. Technically, Kimi has to come in and the Haas. So we are currently P2. If we overtake Sainz, we could be on for our first win here in our second episode. Even after increasing the difficulty, it's going to have to go up again.
So because of the conditions, boost mode and full straight mode disabled. Boost and full straight mode have been disabled, so partial straight mode only.
And look how quickly we are catching Kimi and this one Haas that stayed out. Don't really have the pace though in the wets. This is the first time driving wets on this game, on the F126 DLC. And we do also have the world champion behind us. And look at this, Sainz has already caught.
Conditions are only getting worse. Watch out for standing water.
Sainz has already caught Kimi, and this might help us here because it's not even a Haas, it's a Cadillac of Bottas. It's a little bit of wing damage there maybe, but got away with one. And Bottas is going to slow Sainz down enough, and Sainz has gone off the track completely, and we will take over in P1. And bear in mind, with limited straight mode, we don't really get much power. As you can see, I'm struggling to overtake Bottas here. But we will enter the lead for the first time in an Audi, and with limited straight mode and limited boost, surely we should be able to hold on to this. And look at that, because of Bottas screwing over Norris, we've now just gained 1.7, just over under 2 seconds, sorry.
Okay,
Oh, and there's a
ignore that
virtual.
objective. Focus on your VSC delta instead. Virtual safety car deployed. Slow down and maintain a positive delta. Virtual safety car is deployed.
Don't know what's happened. Something's happened probably in the midfield, but as you can still, we're still on for this win. As long as Lando can't overtake us. But yeah, I have no idea what this virtual lap for.
Doing well out there. Keep it up. We're looking at about 10 more minutes of rain. 10 minutes. Okay, Okay, slow down, slow down.
Whoa,
Your delta's
way too
negative,
over.
which means you're going too fast.
Just right as the safety car's ending.
Virtual safety car is ending.
And there we go.
Maintain your pace until we get the green flags. VSC ending. Wait for the greens.
Lando tried a little bit there on the outside, but nothing worked. As we are 3 laps away from taking Audi to the first win here, of all places, at Shanghai, one of my least favourite tracks. As you see, I'm struggling massively. I'm not a great driver in the wet, as it is. But it won't matter without the boost and without the straight line mode being active. Of course, there's a little bit that's active. I think it's the front wing, not the rear wing. I don't think Lando's going to be able to do anything about it. A fair play to Sainz, P3 in a Williams. Like I said, this rain has massively helped us. As here we go then. We're still in front, still in the lead as we head on to our last lap.
Okay, this is your final lap of the race.
There we go, final lap. Into turn 1. Yeah, and it's very easy in the wet. If you try and full throttle around turn 1, you can just slide off. So unless Lando's AI decides to go for an absolute ridiculous dive bomb, or we make a mistake, we should have this pretty much in the bag. Which I did not think for our second episode we would be a race winner, for sure. See there, the car was somewhat sliding. I did try and go a bit more power around that long left-hander. As you can see, we've pretty much got 100% battery, but because we can't use the boost, we can only sit in hot lap. Not really using it. But here we go then. This is the point I thought I lost the first win for Audi. I thought I got onto the curb. I was hoping the car just wouldn't spin, and thankfully enough it hasn't. But here's what I mean by they can't overtake me. I've got hot lap on, and I've got the straight line mode, and look. Nothing Lando can do. Unless his AI was to dive, which he's thinking about it, but backs out at the end of it. So, that is pretty much the win secured. We just have one last final corner. Into the final corner. And there we go for our second race as Audi. We are a race winner.
Oh, you worked hard for that one. Congratulations, well done.
And another driver of the day. Let's go.
There'll be smiles at the factory after that one. A great race and a real team performance to take victory here in Shanghai.
They had to be decisive with their overtaking today as they worked their way through the field. And those kind of race victories are so enjoyable because it's not just like winning from the front. They really had to work for it today.
Audi have done it. An outstanding performance in today's Grand Prix, and they've proved they truly know what they're doing out there.
Big up Sebastian Vettel. Big up to Williams as well, getting on the podium besides that. But yeah, that will do it for another Grand Prix episode. I can tell you this, the next few episodes coming out are not going to be like this at all. Little hint. But yeah, I did not expect to win that race. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you for the Bahrain Grand Prix. Peace.